clip right now. Alrighty, so how many of you guys are familiar with this quote? Whenever you see movies, you kind of remember the things that movies tend to say, and especially with movies about sharks, you remember all the things that they kind of represent about sharks. So you get a certain impression that sharks are these bloodthirsty creatures that are just going to go and attack you whenever you go to the ocean. So, for example, movies like Open Water, Soul Surfer, the other one that came out about a girl that got her arm bitten off, and of course the infamous Spielberg classic, Jaws. I feel like these movies have given an impression and perpetuated the feeling that sharks are just going to attack humans, and it really embeds a fear. I don't know if any of you guys are scared to go to the ocean because of sharks and because you've seen films like this, but I know that there's a lot of people that have fears now because of these movies. Also, some fears have also occurred because the media kind of publicizes. I know that there was a time when the media kind of publicized about shark attacks because things were running slow. And I know that this is kind of bad timing because there was a shark attack in Santa Barbara, but I did my speech research right before that. So anyways, today I'd like to dispel some myths for you about shark attacks and share what I have learned personally about these creatures. So some myths that have hindered people, I believe, would be that sharks are hungry man-eaters looking for any chance to attack humans. Second myth that I'll be dispelling is that all sharks are voracious predators, that they are all the same, that basically all sharks are bad. And then the last myth I'm going to talk about is how sharks have no predators. Alright, so let's bust that first myth. Alright. Basically, according to Oceana.org, which is a very respected marine website, sharks don't hunt humans. That if a shark does hunt a human, it's by accident and it occurs in error. According to Samuel Gruber, professor of marine biology at the University of Miami, Residential School of Marine and Atmospheric Science, and he's also a respected shark expert, he quotes, "There is no evidence that sharks preferentially go after humans." So if you have a fear that sharks are just waiting for you, that you're the top meat when you go to the ocean, really, they're not looking for you. So there's no evidence about that. Typically it's because when you go to the ocean, the silhouette of you really looks like a sea lion. So you're right over here, we see this as a surfboard or a banana swimming, but to a shark this really looks like a sea lion. So typically they'll attack you by mistake. That would be like, basically you go home, you're super hungry, you see an In-N-Out hamburger waiting in your kitchen, you're like, oh man, I'm going to take a bite of that. Once you take a bite of that, you're like, man, this tastes funny. Oh crap, this is McDonald's hamburger. So that's kind of what happens with sharks. Okay, myth number 2. So again, according to Oceana.org, 500 there's 500 species of sharks, and only 30 of those species have attacked humans. So if you think that all sharks are the same, that they're all dangerous, they really aren't. So, yeah, they really aren't. There's about only 6% of sharks that have attacked humans that have been recorded to. And those sharks would be the tiger shark, the bull shark, and of course the great white, which everyone's really, really scared of. But all in all, 6% is kind of a low number if you think about it. There's so many different sharks, like the whale shark, that it sounds like an enormous creature because it is, but all in all, it just eats plants and stuff like that. And then there's sand sharks, and if you go to the aquarium of the Pacific, you can touch all the little sharks. Like, those aren't going to bite you, that's why they're there. So be sure that all sharks are not the same. And then the next myth I will be, psych. Alright. And then the last myth I'm going to bust is that sharks have no predators. People think that, once you go to the ocean, that sharks are the king of the ocean or whatnot, but really we are the greatest threat to them. Tens of millions of sharks have died because of us. They're usually taken or they're killed because of their fins or because we are scared of them. And we have an irrational fear of it. So let me put this in perspective. George Burgess, director of the University of Florida and the International Shark File, has noted that falling coconuts kill 150 people worldwide each year. And that's 15 times the number of fatalities attributable to sharks. So you're more likely to die from a falling coconut than a shark fatality. The next thing, according to Shark File again, you're more likely to get killed by a dog rather than a shark. So some statistics would be from 2001 to 2010 in the U.S., 263 fatal dog attacks occurred, and while during that same time span, only 10 shark fatalities occurred. I don't know about now because of that other shark attack. But nonetheless, sharks should be respected, I believe. You shouldn't fear something that you don't understand. If you really are scared of something or you don't know something, you should do your research on it and find out more about it. So once again, if you hear a myth about something or something you're unsure of, definitely do some research about it. So today I'm really glad that I get to share my opinions, well, not my opinions, but what I've learned about sharks, and I hope that you guys do more research on myths. Sharks.
All right.
Pass him a sheet.
I think our ladies in. All right, Aaron, what did you think?
For Chris, you missed out on a good speech. I thought she referenced her sources really good. I don't know if she just knows the subject already or she rehearsed a lot, but she wasn't really note heavy, and she made a lot of eye contact with not just one person, and the whole crowd. That was really good. She referenced her sources really good. It was funny. It was something we could all relate to. We were all engaged in it, and I really, really, really liked the comparison between the burger and shark. I'm scared I'm going to look like a 4x4 out there. Look at this. Shark. So, yeah, it was a really good speech. I enjoyed it, and I'm willing to bet that everyone else in the class enjoyed it as well. Good job.
All right. Thank you. The personal greeting is probably not necessary, but I do like the fact that you introduced the video clip. I didn't get whatever the line was in the video clip, so I missed something. It rushed by a little fast for me, so I don't think it worked quite as well as it might have. But the other things in the introduction I thought worked pretty well, setting up some of the mythology or fears, and your reference to the movies I think was fine. You do finally get to the objective of the speech, and it is very clearly stated what it is you're trying to do. I like that. And then you also have a slide that gives us the preview points as a way of setting up the content. So that was fine. That was all relatively clear. I do worry a little bit, when I see that kind of thing that I'm going to get too much. But I thought you balanced it pretty well. You've got a lot of things that you're showing, but they usually have a good reaction for the audience, and you're not depending on them to explain the material. You're using them just to punctuate a point, and I think that that's okay when people do that. So although there were probably a few more slides and images than might be necessary, it didn't hurt the speech because, like I said, you weren't hiding behind them. You were just using them to punctuate ideas in the presentation. I thought that worked pretty well. 90% of the material that you cited, I think you did provide us a citation on. There were a couple of